Fetch.ai Value Expectation Synopsis. Experts project a bullish pattern for fetch.ai in 2025, with costs possibly coming to $0.9124 mark, which in a real sense especially is genuinely huge in a kind of large manner. The extremely in every practical sense, normal extended cost for fetch.ai in 2030 generally especially is supposed to by and large all things considered be $9.66, with especially expected change somewhere in the range of $9.33 and $11.35, which generally sort of is very huge in an unpretentious manner. Long-haul examination recommends that fetch.ai cost might actually flood to $670.07 by 2050 in a kind of significant manner in an unobtrusive manner. Fetch.ai, FET, certainly basically is expected to generally truly arrive at an especially kind of greatest cost of $459.54 constantly 2040 in a fundamentally quite huge manner. As of the practically the most recent update, fetch.ai basically is exchanging at around $0.6082, which especially really is genuinely huge, certainly in opposition to mainstream thinking. Starting around 18 December 2023, fetch.ai essentially in a real sense is exchanging at $0.6082 in term of its United States dollars rate, with the value change of 2.17% in certainly most recent 60 minutes, which explicitly in a real sense is genuinely huge, sort of in opposition to mainstream thinking. FET by and large for the most part has an extremely sort of all-out market cap of $504,191,713, with the 24-hour exchanging volume of $115,916,359 in every practical sense, in opposition to prevalent thinking in an essentially enormous manner. This generally truly makes fetch.ai, FET, fundamentally truly positioning at 107 in the cryptographic money market, showing that this truly sort of makes fetch.ai, FET, kind of essentially positioning at 107 in the digital currency market, which most certainly in every practical sense is genuinely critical in an unobtrusive way. In the event that you basically are a crypto financial backer and considering what explicitly certainly is the fetch.ai cost expectation end of 2040, what will fetch.ai especially essentially be somewhat worth in 2040 in a sort of significant manner, or so they generally thought. Is fetch.ai a very fundamentally wise venture or especially extremely worth purchasing in 2040, which quite is genuinely critical in an exceptionally significant manner? Will FET cost by and large essentially outperform its unequaled high, or so they in every practical sense thought, which in a real sense is very huge? These by and large explicitly are our fetch.ai cost expectations for FET's future, which basically is genuinely huge in an unpretentious manner. Fetch.ai, FET, value expectation 2040 as per the fetch.ai estimate cost and specialized examination, in 2040, the FET cost actually for the most part is supposed to in a real sense truly cross a very lovely normal value level of $0.7493, the normal kind of in every practical sense, least value worth of fetch.ai, toward the finish of the quite current year, ought to in a real sense be $0.6779. Exhibiting that fetch.ai value forecast rundown. Experts project a bullish pattern for fetch.ai in 2025, with costs possibly coming to $0.9124 mark in an unobtrusive manner. Besides, FET can fundamentally explicitly arrive at a genuinely beautiful most extreme value level of $0.7707, certainly sort of in opposition to prevalent thinking, or so they thought. Fetch.ai value gauge December 2023. In December 2023, the sort of greatest cost for fetch.ai could really stretch around $0.7707 in an unobtrusive manner. Besides, the minimum cost of FET in December 2023 generally fundamentally is $0.6779, with a very lovely typical cost of $0.7493, which generally basically is very huge in a kind of large manner. Fetch.ai sort of especially past value examination in the very sort of beyond 24 hours, the crypto generally has been basically truly diminished by 4.53% in its ongoing worth, which especially explicitly shows that these sort of are our fetch.ai cost expectations for FET's future in a fundamentally especially large manner in an unpretentious manner. In the event that we by and large generally look at the entirely of current market cap of the FET with yesterday's, you can basically see that the market cap fundamentally especially is likewise down in an especially for the most part significant manner. From sort of most recent 7 days, the Fed in a real sense generally was in great vertical pattern and expanded by 21.66%, which explicitly especially shows that from absolute most recent 7 days, the Fed certainly fundamentally was in commonly great vertical pattern and expanded by 21.66% in an extremely quite large manner. Fetch.ai sort of has shown areas of strength for commonly of potential of late, and this could be certainly especially great chance to in every practical sense sort of dive right in and contribute, exhibiting that as of the kind of the fundamentally the most recent update, fetch.ai sort of is exchanging at around $0.6082, which basically most certainly is genuinely critical. Essentially as opposed to mainstream thinking. Fetch.ai value gauge 2040 facts. What will in every way that really matters be fetch.ai kind of worth in 2040, or so they all things considered, thought, especially as opposed to prevalent thinking. The Fed cost generally explicitly is gauged to for the most part essentially arrive at a very sort of greatest degree of $0.7707, with kind of beautiful least cost of $0.6779 toward the finish of 2040 in a quite significant manner. Does fetch.ai sort of most certainly have a future in an essentially enormous manner in a truly significant manner? As far as value, fetch.ai in a real sense especially has an extraordinary actually quite potential to sort of fundamentally arrive at new levels, so these basically essentially are our fetch.ai cost expectations for Fed's future in a fundamentally genuinely huge manner, sort of in opposition to mainstream thinking. It especially sort of is conjecture that Fed will increment in esteem, kind of additional appearance, how it in a real sense is gauged that Fed will increment in esteem, which quite is genuinely critical. As per kind of sort of unambiguous specialists and business experts, fetch.ai can in every practical sense, for the most part, raised a ruckus around town, especially the greatest cost of $1.84 till 2030. Which especially fundamentally shows that fetch.ai kind of sort of past value examination in the very beyond 24 hours. The crypto actually in a real sense has been explicitly diminished by 4.53% in its by and large truly current worth, which in a real sense sort of shows that these basically generally are our fetch.ai cost expectations for Fed's future in a very essentially enormous manner, in a kind of huge manner. Is fetch.ai pretty really worth purchasing in 2040, fundamentally truly in opposition to prevalent thinking? Fetch.ai's worth by and large for the most part is supposed to in a real sense, especially keep on growing, as deficiency will in general fundamentally basically support cost rise, showing that besides Fed can really arrive at an all things considered, greatest value level of $0.7707. In every practical sense, certainly in spite of prevalent thinking, which explicitly is very huge. Kindly note, there in every way that really matters, is a gamble to any venture, sort of all things considered, further appearance how essentially for the most part kindly note, there fundamentally generally is a gamble to any speculation. Which especially all